Hey there, just giving you a show report. We were at the Aero Gatineau Airshow on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's September 12th, 13th, and 14th. We were out on the airfield in a big tent with a bunch of other vendors. We were there representing the Hobby Center, of course, and we put on what we thought was a fabulous display of the types of merchandise we carry in our store. We had something for everyone. You could buy a 50-cent or $1 foam glider right up to a $130 die cast and everything in between. So we set up our tent on Friday night, got into operations. The hit of the show, of course, was the air show diorama, which we featured prominently right in the center of all the activity. We shared our large tent with Jeff Stevenson Photography, some guys selling t-shirts. Great Hobbies was there representing their radio control stuff. And of course, I'll show you later, there was a pile of Lego. And as I mentioned, the airshow diorama was the hit. It was in the center of the room. It was especially cool at night. There was no light in this tent, and we were operating in the dark. But that airshow diorama stood out like a beacon in the room and just drew people right to it. All weekend, people were admiring it. We had Hank there on Saturday to talk about it with people and to tweak certain things on and that. And you can see by the delighted faces that people were really excited about it. The best thing about this diorama, yeah, we made a diorama. Yeah, we showcased modeling talents and artwork and whatnot. But what it really did was people saw that and it fired up their imaginations and showed them what they could do in this hobby. And of course, right next to it, we had 1/144 scale model airplanes that they could buy and take home and build for themselves. So this was a really neat thing. You could look at this, be inspired, and we had the stuff right there to start you on your path to a life of hobby adventure. And did I mention there was Lego there? Stay tuned, one, because it's coming up. And of course, the air show never disappoints. We had everything from the Snowbirds acrobatic jet team to World War II fighters to a flying vintage World War II Corsair to a bunch of acrobatic people and parachutists and all kinds of neat aeronautics displays. Did I mention there was a jet truck there? That was kind of a cool thing. And also we had the Friday night show, which I didn't get any pictures of for you, which featured drones and fireworks and all kinds of neat things at night, like afterburner shots from the MiG-17 and the F-18. So the show, all in all, was a delight to behold. Everybody there seemed to really enjoy themselves. I've tried to capture a bunch of the activities that went on there so you get a sense of what the weekend was like. We appreciate you watching our video, as always, and we look forward to showing you our next one. Enjoy.